What if I told you that reality is constantly trying to talk to you, but you've been trained to ignore it? Every single day, subtle messages are placed in your path. Moments too precise to be accidents. The song that plays just as you think of someone. The number that follows you everywhere. The stranger who randomly offers the exact answer you were searching for. You've brushed them off as coincidences, but deep down, you've always felt there was something more. And you were right. Synchronicities are not accidents. They are messages, patterns embedded in reality itself, nudging you towards something greater. Ancient civilizations knew this. Mystics and philosophers studied it. But modern society calls it luck, chance, randomness. Because the system doesn't want you to realize the truth, these moments are proof that the universe is not what you've been told it is. In this video, we're going to pull back the curtain and reveal what synchronicities really are, why they happen, and how you can use them to reshape your life. From the moment you were born, you were conditioned to believe in a world of logic, structure, and predictability. Everything needed a rational explanation. Anything that didn't fit that framework, dismissed. But what if that conditioning wasn't accidental? What if it was designed to keep you blind to deeper forces at play? As a child, you were naturally in tune with patterns, energy, and intuition. You noticed things, how events lined up perfectly, how you could sense something before it happened, how you knew when someone was thinking of you. But when you shared these experiences, you were told it was just your imagination. You were taught to ignore it, to trust only what could be measured, proven, categorized. The system told you the world was physical, a machine with no mystery, no intelligence, just random, unrelated events. Education played a massive role in this suppression. Schools never taught you to recognize synchronicities. They taught you to follow rules, obey authority, and ignore the unseen. Creativity, imagination, and abstract thinking were pushed aside in favor of logic and hard data. If you couldn't see it, weigh it, or measure it, it wasn't real. And questioning that model, discouraged. Science became the gatekeeper of truth, not the kind that explores the unknown, but the kind that ridicules anything it can't explain. Under this lens, synchronicities are called cognitive bias, just your brain playing tricks. But here's what they don't want you to know. Some of the greatest minds in history, Carl Jung, Nikola Tesla, Albert Einstein, all recognized that reality isn't random. They understood synchronicities were clues to a greater truth. Yet society ridicules those who speak of these experiences. You'll be called irrational, superstitious, or delusional, because those who embrace these signs are dangerous. They begin to awaken to their true power, and that's why the system conditions you to ignore them. But once you start paying attention to synchronicities, you realize something profound. You're connected to something far bigger than yourself. Some truths are too deep for YouTube. That's why we created Insights Academy, where we explore the forces behind reality's hidden design. Sign up today and receive your free copy of the Kabbalion, one of the most powerful texts on universal law. Link in the description before it's gone. Because the real reason they don't want you to notice synchronicities is simple. They reveal a crack in the illusion. Reality is not a cold, indifferent machine. It's alive. It responds to you. Once you start seeing the patterns, you can't unsee them. And that's where the awakening begins. Let's go deeper. Synchronicities don't just show up randomly. They appear when you're ready. When your subconscious starts asking bigger questions, reality answers. Just not in the way you expect. Maybe you've noticed repeating numbers. 1111, 333, or you keep hearing the same phrase from different people, or you bump into the same stranger 3 times in 1 week. These moments aren't glitches, they're guideposts, proof that something is trying to get your attention. But here's the mistake most people make. They notice these signs and do nothing with them. They wait for a clearer message. They think it's probably nothing, and so the window closes. Synchronicities are invitations, not guarantees. They're the universe knocking on your door, but you still have to open it. The more you act on them, the more they appear. Because reality rewards awareness. This is why people who start waking up often experience a flood of synchronicities. It's not that the sign suddenly started, it's that they finally noticed. Synchronicities also intensify when you're on the right path. The more aligned you are with your purpose, the louder the universe gets. Have you ever taken a bold step forward, and then suddenly everything just clicked? You met the right person, heard the perfect words, got the opportunity you'd been waiting for. That's not coincidence, that's confirmation. But if you're constantly distracted, scrolling, stressing, doubting, you'll miss them completely. You must slow down to speed up. You must create space to receive. Synchronicities require stillness, awareness, presence. And when you give that to yourself, life begins to feel orchestrated, as if the whole universe has been conspiring in your favor all along. This is where it gets real. There's a reason you're watching this right now, a reason these words are landing the way they are. You know that, you feel that, and if you do, then this is your invitation. Start trusting what you notice, start writing it down, start connecting the dots, because when you do, you'll start to see just how powerful you really are. So the next time something strange happens, that moment that makes you pause, don't dismiss it, don't scroll past it, stop, listen, feel, because this is your awakening. This is your moment, and the universe is waiting for you to answer. Every sign is a message, every pattern is a mirror, and every time you choose to notice, you shift reality a little more in your favor. You are not crazy, you are not alone, you are waking up. So now I ask you, what's the last sign you saw that made you wonder? Drop it in the comments. Let someone else know they're not the only one. And if this video cracks something open inside you, then don't let it stop here. Subscribe to Mind Shift Society for more moments that move you, challenge you, and change you, because this is just the beginning.